and gentlemen, we are back with another video here on the SoFlo Soccer channel, another Euro tournament review. Today is Tuesday, June 18, 2024. We had two games today. It was Turkey versus Georgia and then Portugal versus Czechia. So like I said in my previous review and analysis, it's probably going to be a little shorter of a video than how it normally has been. But yes, off rip, Turkey versus Czechia has been honestly the most entertaining and the best game that I think we've seen in the tournament. I mean, a 3-1 to Turkey, striking first with a Müller goal, an absolutely great goal. They were then denied a second in the first half. Just a couple of minutes later, Georgia got the equalizer, and it was a really close game. Of course, Güler scored, an insane player. This guy is 19 years old, his first tournament ever. This is some of the tweets that they've been talking about around Twitter. Fabrizio Romano said Güler started in 7 games this season for club and country and scored 7 goals. Just scored in his Euro debut for Turkey, the youngest for his country and in the tournament. He also scored on La Liga full debut as a starter for Real Madrid, only 19 years old. Guaca said that he is the first teenager to score in his European Championship debut since Cristiano Ronaldo in 2004. He's the 5th youngest player to score at the Euros in the competition history, and the player before that was Cristiano Ronaldo. So yeah, an absolute beast, an absolute stud of a player, this kid, and he's going to have a really bright future. And I think Turkey in general is going to have a really good future if they continue to develop players like this. And yeah, and just in the very last play of the game, everybody from Georgia was pushing up, trying to get the equalizer. They've hit the post so many times. Georgia had so many good opportunities to equalize, but they just got so unlucky in front of goal. I really thought this was going to end in a draw, but unfortunately, since all the Georgian players were up, Turkey were able to just defend, clear the ball, go on a counterattack. It was an empty net. The goalie wasn't even there. He pushed up as well, and they sealed it with a 3-1 victory. These were the lineups for that game. This is a pretty strong Turkish side. I thought they were going to get the win originally, and then I saw how close the game was going to be in that first half, and I'm like, oh wow, like this is actually going to be quite a fight. Güler making that start, of course, playing 80 minutes and scoring the goal. Mulder, the right back, getting the goal as well. This is Georgia's first time in the Euros in their history, and it's unbelievable because when I saw Georgia, I looked at them and I was like, have they actually ever competed in the Euros? And if they have, it had to have been like a really long time ago. But no, like apparently they've never competed in this tournament. This is the first time they're playing in it. I'm gonna be honest, the only player that I recognize is Kvaratskhelia, who plays for Napoli, and maybe kind of put Georgia on the map, because I feel like if it wasn't for Kvaratskhelia, I feel like nobody would know who Georgia or where Georgia is. Apparently at the game, it was very dramatic in terms of the stands. I mean, it was full of Turkish fans. Like the entire stadium was just filled with Turkish supporters, Turkish fans, and a fight apparently broke out at some point during the game between the two sides, which I think is like bound to happen in European football in general. But yeah, like I said, Georgia were always going to be on the shorter end of the stick in this type of situation. Turkey were the favorites going in. Georgia being obviously very new to the competition, being that this is the first time they're playing in it, and Turkey have a lot of great players, but you still got to give props to them. They played an excellent game against this Turkish side, and despite the stadium being mainly filled with Turkish supporters, they were still able to fight until the very end. You have to congratulate Georgia's goal scorer. I can't pronounce his name, but I'm gonna attempt it. It's Georgios Mikaudatsi. I think that's how you say it, right? He scored Georgia's first ever European Championship goal in the Group F opener against Turkey on Tuesday. This is Georgia's first ever appearance in the history of the tournament. Georgia's 32nd minute strike canceled out Mulder's opening earlier in the half. So Georgia's here making history. You really got to give them the credit they deserve. So huge applause to them. This is a very entertaining game. Definitely kept you on the edge of your seat. And yeah, congrats for Turkey on the win. Congrats to Güler for scoring his first goal for his nation. And let's move on to Portugal versus Czechia. And finally, we move to Portugal versus Czechia. The game just ended, and it was absolutely heartbreaking for Czechia fans. They took the lead in the 62nd minute. They score an own goal like 5 minutes later. It's so frustrating. And then in the dying seconds of the game, Portugal just turned it around. Portugal were shooting and scoring, and goals were getting disallowed. So dramatic. In total, Portugal had like 19 shots. The fact that they didn't score a couple of goals tonight, especially from Cristiano Ronaldo, I think he'll be pretty frustrated not scoring tonight. But yeah, 2-1 win for Portugal at the end of the day. These are the final stats: 19 shots, 4 big chances, 75 to 25% of the possession went in favor of Portugal. And then when you look at this Portuguese side, it's like, geez, guys, like they have Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Rafael Leal, João Cancelo, Fernandes, Vitinha, Dalo, Diaz, Pepe, Mendes, and Costa. Like, this is an absolutely stacked team. This is probably one of the best Portuguese sides that I think I've seen in a while. Even comparing it to the Portuguese side that won it, that won the Euros. I believe it was in 2012. At Czechia, I have a couple of familiar faces with Schick, Kofel, Sushek, Kreschi. I don't know if I'm saying any of those names right, but you get the gist. But yeah, this definitely would have been another upset if Czechia would have somehow got a tie or even a win. Honestly, if they didn't score that own goal, I think they probably would have been a lot more hyped. They actually almost scored a couple of times in that second half, and they really could have gotten a second goal, but that's just football, and it is what it is. Portugal were all over them. I mean, they 100%, like, on paper and by stats, like, they deserve to win this game. And the fact that they barely won it in the dying seconds of the game just shows that this could be a Portuguese team that could struggle in this Euros. Because if you're struggling this much against Czechia, imagine how you're gonna, even if you do top the group, like, imagine how you're going to do in the knockout rounds against these big teams like France, Spain, England, Germany. It's going to be really difficult for them. So we'll see how Portugal continue on with this group. Or this is what the standings look like after that first game. So Turkey stay up top, Portugal second, Czechia third, and Georgia fourth. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. I have to go ref some games last minute. I was going to do the podcast for a preview for Inter Miami tonight. Unfortunately, I cannot do that tonight. I'm going to save that for Wednesday after all the Euros games. So make sure to stay tuned for that if that's something you are interested in. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and hit the subscribe button down below. I'm going to be covering all the games throughout the Euros this summer, as well as the Copa America when that starts on Thursday with Argentina versus Canada. And yeah, make sure you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.